You there? Yes, you. I saw you looking and listening as I was composing a tale of tales. What tale, you ask? Well, why don't you come over here and I'll share it with you? Oh, come now. Everyone enjoys a delightful tale. Here, take a seat. Warm yourself by the hearth here. I'll even buy you another round. Miss Claire? Oh, Miss Claire. Hello. Would you be so kind as to bring an ale for my new friend here? What's that, friend? A Frostbeard ale? Of course. Miss Claire, if you would not mind making it a Frostbeard ale for my friend. Now, our tale begins with 3 adventurers sitting at a table counting their payment of 45 gold that they had received from a previous caravan job in the town of Burn Barrel. That is when the shrill scream of the barmaid, named Miss Grace, drew everyone's attention to the front door of the Sailor's Delight Tavern, located in the port town of Green Coast Landing. As a caravan guard named Cole Harvestoth staggered in, dropping to his knees before collapsing face first into the floor. Immediately, a crowd formed around Cole as he drew on the last few breaths. As our tiefling rogue, Arid, looked over at Kelbrix, our cleric of the Death Domain, or Soul Shepherd, and asked him if he was going to take care of that. Kelbrix made his way over, pressing through the crowd to see if it was Cole's time to leave the realm of mortality or just join those in the beyond. As Kelbrix kneeled beside Cole, his eyes turned white as he called upon the eyes of the grave to see if Cole bared the mark of Morgana, the goddess of death. Ah, here we go. Thank you, Miss Clara. Here, take these 2 silvers and keep the rest for your fine services. Here you go, friend. As promised, 1 Frostbeard ale for your time. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Fortunately for young Cole, it was not his time as Kelbrix held forth his holy symbol and prayed forth healing energies to heal young Cole. It was at this point Cole and Kelbrix made their way over to the table where Gorath, our Goliath fighter, and Arid both sat, as Kelbrix introduced Cole to them. After the introduction, Cole began to explain to our adventurers why he had made such a dramatic entrance. After finishing his story, Cole asked the 3 if they would help him. Agreeing to do so, that is when Cole explained how he needed to reach out to a dwarven woman named Vistra Turan, who is the administrator of the Wandering Wagon Coster's Green Coast branch, leading our 3 adventurers to the Emerald Wharf, which is a small island resting in the heart of the Emerald Harbor. The group took the Green Coast Landing's public teleportation circle services over to the island as they made their way to the 2-story wooden building that is the Wandering Wagon Coster's office. Looking to see the office was closed, I found a set of wooden steps on the building's side that led to a 2nd-floor apartment. Climbing the steps, Cole knocked on the door of the apartment as an old dwarven female with disheveled, fading brown hair mixed with silver strands answered. Putting on her tiny, wired-framed glasses, she was slightly shocked to see Cole standing at the door with several strangers. Cole began to explain what had happened to the caravan. Vistra invited the group into his sitting room to discuss the details of what had happened. Cole explained how the caravan was attacked by strange bird-like people, how he made his way back to Green Coast Landing to gather help, how he nearly died in the Sailor's Delight before this group of people saved his life and even offered him help. Vistra, concerned on this business matter, explained how she was unable to provide reinforcements at this time, as she had sent the remaining drivers and guards out with the ambushed caravan and wasn't due any guards or drivers until first light. Kelbrix chimed in, offering to help for coin. Vistra accepted the offer, knowing how important this caravan of supplies and trade goods were for the Coster. She offered 5 platinum pieces to be paid upon completion. The group set out from Green Coast Landing, riding several hours until they came upon the ambush site. Pulling their horses to a stop, they began to investigate the site, discovering that the wagons, along with the supplies, had been pushed off the side of the road down its hillside. Moving down for a closer look, they discovered the 3 wagons making up the caravan, along with supplies mostly intact and still there, jostled in the wagons' backs, with only a few crates scattered about the area. Several bodies lie around as the group began to spread out, investigating further. As Arid began investigating, she stepped on an old, folded, worn piece of parchment near one of the wagons. Bending down to pick it up, she unfolded it to examine, revealing a map with strange runes or symbols unfamiliar to anyone. Gorath decided to peek inside the nearest wagon to investigate further, and that is where he found his weakness, an unspoiled crate of seafood that had broken open. He reached in the back of the wagon to sample some of the exposed shrimp that had spilled from the broken crate. It was at that moment he discovered a broken, open wooden chest that seemed out of place among the rest of the containers. The inside of this particular chest was lined with a beautiful blue-green crushed velvet lining that seemed as if its contents had been violently ripped from it. Kelbrix, taking in the surrounding area as well as all the evidence found, heard a noise of a faint cough, followed by labored breathing in the distance. Sensing that this could be a surviving driver or even guard with answers, Kelbrix immediately began running the perimeter to locate the source of this noise. His party called out for him to wait up. Kelbrix followed his senses, moving to the sound of fading life through shallow breaths as they grew closer. Pushing through the brush and tree branches, Kelbrix came upon a small clearing where he located the source of the noise. Resting against a tree stump was a human female, laboring to breathe, fighting to stay in the mortal realm. As she reached out towards Kelbrix, "Please, help," she muttered, as she began to slump over.
I'd like to welcome you to Crit and Grin, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast, where we play a campaign set in the fantasy world of Solaris, as we follow the chronicles of 3 adventurers as they explore the continent of Alteratus. It is with my pleasure to present to you the players that will be bringing to life our 3 adventurers that we will be following. To my right, we have...
I'm Jason. I'm playing Gorath Thunderfist. I'm a Goliath fighter, and I'm a connoisseur of fine seafood cuisine.
Hi everyone, my name is Brian, and I'm playing Kelbrix Goldfound, a very uncoordinated human cleric.
And hi, my name is Katie, and I'm playing Ari Arcalis, a exasperated tiefling rogue.
And my name is Eric, and I will be your dungeon master in this chapter of our tale. Kelbrix, as you reach the path's end, entering a small clearing, you see a figure lying still, propped up against a tree stump, as both Ari and Gorath run up from behind. The figure looks to you, specifically Kelbrix, revealing she is a human female, and in great need of healing. Clutching her wounds with her right hand, she reaches out with her left as she says, "Please, help me," as she falls unconscious. What would you like to do?
Alright, I'll move over to her while casting Eyes of the Grave. So my eyes will transition to the solid white, looking for the mark of Morgana on her.
As your vision transitions into the smoky gray ethereal view of Eyes of the Grave, you do not see the mark of Morgana upon her. Gorath, Ari, what are you guys doing?
As I'm running up, I want to see if there's anyone else lying nearby.
Alright, go ahead and give me a perception check as you move looking. Gorath?
I got a 19, 16 and 4.
I'm going to also move in and take a look around as well.
Alright, perception check for you as well, please. Alright, the only thing that you notice is Kelbrix rushing to the side of a dying human female that has pleaded for his help. As he does his strange clericy thing, where his eyes turn white. What was your perception, Gorath?
4. 3 plus 1.
Alright. Looks good to you, man. You're good.
I love trees.
I'm still thinking about the shrimp.
They're still sitting well, I hope.
Kelbrix?
Oh god, I hate to do it. Alright, I'm gonna use my last spell slot and cast Cure Wounds to try and save her life. So I will reach out, grabbing my holy symbol, placing my hand on her shoulder. Let's see here. She will get back. Woo, yeah, a whole 4 HP. Hopefully we don't have to get into a fight later.
Yeah, really? Sure hope not.
Looking down as you tuck away your holy symbol, you see the wounds slowly beginning to close, as the wounds markings are very similar to the ones that you saw on Cole. You carefully take the time to remove the few crossbow bolts that are stuck in her armor. Both Gorath and Ari now move close to you, one standing on your left side and the other on your right. The woman's eyes begin to flutter open as she slowly reaches, grabbing a hold of your arm, squeezing it gently as to say thank you, flashing a soft smile. Thank you, Shepherd, for your services. As she winces in pain, still slowly healing from her wounds, you all notice that she is dressed as a typical caravan guard. Leather armor with a cloth tunic underneath, a simple black pant, leather boots coming up to her knees, as her leather helm lies nearby. She has auburn hair braided back into a ponytail, soft green eyes with tiny golden flecks sparkling in them. A dusting of freckles rest on her cheeks, as well as frame her nose. She seems lean and of average height, but it's difficult to clarify as she is leaning still against the tree stump. Looking at this woman, you all seem to think she is somewhere in her mid-20s. Suddenly her eyes enlarge as she looks to each of you, and they focus as if reaching a moment of clarity. Where is it?
Where's what?
The artifact. It was in the wooden chest, hidden in the back of one of the wagons.
I don't know.
Oh my, this is not good. Panicking, she attempts to stand.
Whoa, hey, easy.
I must return to Albus and inform him of my failure. I have to get to Key Village, please. There is no time to waste.
Whoa, wait, whoa. What's your name?
My name is Sindra Ashcreek, and I am on official business for the Arcanist. I need to get word to Weaver Albus in Key Village to inform him that an important artifact was stolen.
Did either of you two see a chest?
No, I didn't see a chest.
I mean, if we're talking about the treasure, the shrimp is still there.
It definitely wasn't the shrimp.
Some foul creatures consumed a couple.
Give me a deception check for that one, please.
3. 2 plus 1.
Sindra looks extremely confused as your friends both roll their eyes and gently shake their head.
You still got some shrimp on you.
I'm gonna slowly wipe my face, believing that if I move slow enough, no one will notice.
Sindra once again attempts to stand.
Alright, I'll help her up.
And with your help, Kelbrix, she is able to stable herself.
Alright, well, we have 3 horses. We can try and aid you to get to, did you say Key Village?
Yes, Key Village. It is a small village just outside the western wall of the capital of Landgate. I need to speak with Weaver Albus.
Weaver Albus. Eric, would I be aware of this Weaver Albus? Have I ever heard of them?
No, the name does not ring a bell with you, Kelbrix. Ari, why don't you go ahead and give me a history check with advantage?
Right. A nat 20, 19 and 1.
Alright, with a dirty 20, the name Weaver Albus does sound familiar to you. More likely, you have heard the name while passing people in the streets or in conversation in local establishments when you were in Landgate.
Alright, Sindra, do you know if there were any other survivors?
I don't recall, honestly. I had my own task to protect and deliver an artifact. I pretty much kept to myself once we left Green Coast Landing. That was my first big job given to me by the Arcanist. When the ambush took place, I focused on my task in protecting the artifact. I didn't really see what happened to anyone else. What I can tell you is these bird-like assailants, 6 of them as I recall, swarmed me, focusing on taking the chest I was tasked to keep safe. The assailants' cloaks were adorned in raven feathers, as their intimidating porcelain masks of a raven with glowing blue eyes peeked out from beneath their drawn hoods. I was able to knock off one of their masks, but was still unable to see what was behind it. I will tell you this. They each wielded these unique sickles, and some seemed to possess some magic abilities.
Did their weapons look anything like this? And I'm gonna pull out one of the sickles I acquired.
Yes, they are the same. So you all have also encountered them.
A few days back, we ran into some. I relieved one of them a bit.
I believe these assailants are part of a group calling themselves the Call of the Raven. Up until now, I thought, as many others did, as just a myth, a tale, a story you tell children to spook them. What I experienced was no tale, no myth, or story. No, it was real, very real, and very dangerous. We're wasting time. We need to leave. As she begins to take the next few steps, she nearly collapses, as you, Kelbrix, are quick enough to grab a hold of her and support her.
Okay. I'll throw her arm around my neck and look at her, saying, "Let's get you out of here and up to the horses and see how you fare."
What time of day is it right now?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's somewhere around 2 in the morning.
Kelbrix, it's late. This is good enough place to set camp for the night.
Yeah, I guess so.
These dumb bird people have already come and got what they wanted.
We'll need to let Vistra know what happened.
Unfortunately, Sindra, I think it would be best for us to at least take a rest until morning. It would make it easier to track them, and we can potentially have another horse brought for Sindra, which will speed up travel rather than one of us trying to double up on a horse.
I may not like it, but I do understand the logic.
Alright, it'll give you a chance to rest up and prevent any of those wounds from reopening. And I'll go ahead and help her over to where the wagons are, informing everyone probably should just set up camp by the wagons. Ari, let Vistra know about the goods being off the road, see if she can send an extra horse to help pull the wagons out, as well as a mount for Sindra.
I want to ask Sindra a question first.
Sure. Your questioning will take place as you all arrive back at the wagon site.
Sindra, did Vistra know about the artifact?
She knew that I was sent to protect a particular piece of cargo. She was not aware which piece or what was in it to my knowledge. Sindra will point to a spot near the second wagon. You can put me down there, Shepard.
Okay. Yeah, I'll set her down where she's asking.
As you help her over to the spot, Kelbrix, she will lean against a nearby crate, making herself as comfortable as she can, as she asks all of you, have any of you found a necklace with a symboled medallion hanging from it by chance?
What kind of symbol is this medallion?
The symbol is that of a sun, representing the Allfather.
Not yet. I'll take a look around, though. And I'll do a lap around the perimeter of the wagons and even the path back up to the road.
As you do so, there's really no need to make any type of check, as you have perceived and investigated the area good enough to have found this item if it was here, and it's clearly not.
Okay, I'll just holler, sorry.
Well, that is unfortunate. As everyone's adrenaline begins to die down, and You all start getting comfortable. Exhaustion begins to creep into the camp.
I'm gonna go ahead and call Vistra and let her know that we need some stuff.
What do you want to say to Vistra?
Call her and say, we found the wagons. They were supposedly run off the road. Most of your supplies look if they're still here. There was, however, an item that was stolen out of a chest. We found the guard who was transporting it with your caravan. If you can bring us an extra horse, she wants to travel to Key Village so she can let the person she was supposed to be meeting know what happened. Everyone else is dead, unfortunately.
Alright. After a few moments, you feel a slight vibration from the stone that you are holding in your hand as you hear a tiny version of Vistra's voice reply.
Oh, it's good to know about the supplies. Unfortunate about the drivers and guards. I'll be sure to send an extra horse along with guards and wagons to load any transport and the supplies. They should be arriving somewhere around noon.
I'll look to Kelbrix. Noon o'clock.
Noon o'clock. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and set up a fire. I think we should probably set up a watch.
I'm gonna take the first watch.
Don't eat all the shrimp.
I won't eat all the shrimp. I won't. I'm not gonna eat all the shrimp.
Don't eat most of the shrimp either.
God. I'm gonna go ahead and just lean up against the bottom of one of the wagons and get some rest.
I'm gonna find a spot next to Sendra. Get some rest as well.
Gorath, go ahead and give me a perception check as you are taking the first watch.
Alright, I'm gonna reach in and grab a nice shrimp here and start walking around. That's a 4. 3 plus 1.
Nice.
Well, sir, you not only grab a juicy shrimp, but a Goliath-sized handful of juicy shrimps, as your attention is fixated on the surroundings and not on the amount of shrimp that you have acquired.
I thought there was something said about spices barrels. I'm gonna go and check out the area where Ari said she found some spice.
You will make your way over to the last place that you recall your friend Ari searching a wagon. As you peek in, discovering a crate with its lid slightly pried open containing spices. As you stand there pondering what you want to do with these spices, you hear the still small voice of Kelbrix in your head.
Don't eat all the shrimp.
I'm gonna inspect the crate and see if there's a weak pane of wood that could be bent just a little backward, just slightly enough to gain access to some spices.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check, sir.
17. That's my investigation plus 0.
Parsing
Wow.
that one.
You are able to find just the right opening to gain access to the spices in the crate. Now, just because you have access does not mean you're going to instantly get these spices. Why don't you go ahead and give me either an athletics check or an acrobatics check to finagle some of these spices out of the crate?
I'm gonna do an athletics. That will be an 18. That's a 12 plus a 6.
Of course. You will carefully remove a small bottle of spice from this crate. It visually reminds me literally of someone removing the butterfly token from Cavity Sam in the game Operation without touching the size. Studying this small bottle that you have removed from the crate, you are uncertain to what it is, only that it is a finely granulated red powder. You will carefully open the small bottle by removing the cork and sprinkle some of it on the shrimp. It is a good flavor, but spicy, sir, for sure, as it is about the equivalency to red curry.
Alright, I'm gonna gonna find a stick on the ground and kebab these remaining shrimp and then make my way back to the campfire.
As you study your kebab, you feel as if there is just not enough shrimp.
I'm gonna make my way back over to the shrimp and grab just a few more to complete the kebab.
As you skewer the newly acquired shrimp on this newly acquired stick, feeling satisfied when you look upon it, you will slather the shrimp in spice as you will sit by the fire, roasting the shrimp to perfection.
Alright, I'm gonna sit here and dine on this fine cuisine with a nice big smile on my face, a little bit of a full belly, sitting here watching my sleeping brethren. There's a nice gentle giant watching over them as they slumber peacefully.
I got a question for you out of curiosity. Did you at least deturd that shrimp first?
I specified at the beginning. I'm removing the tails.
He is a connoisseur. Fine cuisine.
How could I forget?
Alright, the remainder of your watch goes without an issue. Your stomach is pleasantly full as you think it would be wise to check on the shrimp just to make sure that they're all safe. That is when you realize there is a lot of shrimp missing, more than you remember taking.
Wait a second. Someone's been taking these shrimp. I am going to do an investigation. That is a 19. Investigation is a +0.
There is a large pile of tails in between the shrimp wagon and the fire, where you probably tossed them when you detailed them before kebabbing them.
I'm going to go inspect and see who else is here eating the shrimp. I'll pull out my axe.
Alright, who's next on watch?
I'll be next.
Alright, your internal clock triggers as you feel the need to wake up. As your eyes focus on Gorath, with an axe resting on his shoulder, studying something on the ground. He begins to walk around as if searching for something or someone.
I'm a little worried walking into Zach's, so I'm gonna get up, pull out one of my daggers, and walk up behind him saying, "What are you doing?"
Something's been eating the shrimp.
You?
You can smell the aroma of a really hot spice emanating from Gorath.
It was leaking.
You got into the spices, didn't you? It wasn't leaking.
Give me a deception check for that one. A little quick on the draw there.
That's a 20. That's not nat, but it's a 19 + 1.
I mean, I looked at the spice crate and it wasn't leaking. But if you insist.
You didn't investigate it. It would have seen there. You would have seen there was a small crack.
Sure.
He does make a valid point. You think to yourself, Ari, you really didn't take the time to look over the spice crate thoroughly. You only jimmied up the lid to peek inside.
How much shrimp did you even eat?
He has a lot of it on his face, like a 1-year-old with birthday cake.
Nah, not all of it.
Most of it?
It's going to go bad.
It's not your food to eat, Gorath.
It's going to be nobody's food to eat, and apparently there's something else here eating the shrimp.
Ari, you lean over and peek at the seafood crate and see nearly half of the shrimp is gone, but the lobsters are untouched.
Just gonna shake my head, and then I'll start my watch. I'll do perception as I walk around the perimeter, and I'll leave Gorath to look for his imaginary shrimp thief.
I'm gonna go lay down. I think I'm gonna go into a food coma.
Alright, Ari, go ahead and give me your perception check as you take your watch.
That's a 13. 10 plus 3.
Alright, as you walk around the perimeter, taking your watch, it goes smoothly. Only the sound of nocturnal creatures howling or screeching cause you to kind of take pause from time to time. As you look over at the large pile of shrimp tails, you can only shake your head as you then look to Gorath, sprawled out on the ground, snoring. As you watch, as your watch, comes to an end.
Alright. I wanna go and gently nudge Kelbrix's boot, and then go and lay down next to Syndra.
What? Yeah?
You're up next.
Kelbrix, as you wake for your watch, you notice that the fire has died down, turning to hot glowing embers, essentially.
Okay. I'll go search for pieces of small wood to try and feed the fire and stoke it up a bit.
Alright, easy enough, as there are pieces of broken crate, loose sticks from trees that you can quickly gather and add to the fire to get it going again.
Alright, so after I have the fire going, I'm gonna take a look around and see if there's anything out of the ordinary.
Alright, go ahead and give me a perception check, sir.
That'll be a dirty 20, 15 plus 5.
Morning is fast approaching as the sun is beginning to rise during the start of your watch. While looking around, you notice a sizable pile of discarded shrimp tails as Gorath snorts a bit, stirring around to get comfortable. Arya settled down and drifted to sleep as Syndra continues to rest. Looking at the pile of shrimp tails, and then back to Gorath, and then again back to the shrimp tails, you jaunt over to take a look at the crate of seafood, as nearly half the crate has been devoured. A dozen shrimp remain along with lobsters, but a faint odor begins to give you the indication that the remaining food will not be edible for much longer.
Alright, well, in that case, I'll reach in and pull out 4 lobsters. I'll take them over to the fire and start smoking them.
Alright. You will gather some small branches or sticks and begin to rig up a way to smoke these 4 lobsters. Finishing your rigging for the lobsters, your attention is drawn to Syndra as she seems to stir a bit, as she demonstrates signs of unrest or unease in her expressions and body language. Tending to these 4 lobsters for near 40 minutes or so, your mouth actually begins to salivate as the aroma begins to indicate near completion. That is when you are startled by the shrill screech of a hawk directly above you, drawing your attention to it. The rest of you jolt awake from this screech, leaving you half awake, half asleep. The hawk does a complete circle around the camp before it dives down, heading to one of the wagons. As it gets to within 10 feet of the wagon, its wings and talons extend. It quickly begins flapping its wings to slow down its momentum, as its talons clench onto the railing of the wagon. Everyone now either awake or alerted sees this hawk perched on the railing of this wagon. Kelbrix, you notice this is not your standard hawk, as its beak is exceptionally long with tiny serrations on the beak's edges, like a saw. The feathers are a crimson red color, much like the color of blood. The hawk begins moving its head as if it's surveying the area for a moment before locking eyes on you, specifically Kelbrix. The hawk then rockets in a straight line past you as you feel the air against your face as the hawk blows past. You instinctually turn to see where the hawk is heading. That is when you notice the hawk landing on the shoulder of a deep brown-skinned human male, donning leather armor on horseback, sitting on the roadside looking down upon your campsite. The rider's head turns off to his left side as a tan-skinned, thin human male on horseback pulls up beside the first rider. This new rider is also armored in leathers, as he too has a hawk upon his shoulder. Both riders lean forward in the saddles, looking down at the camp, as the first rider calls out in a booming, deep voice. "Good morning. It seems that you have stumbled upon some items of ours. We greatly appreciate you keeping them safe, but we are here now to collect them." As he finishes his statement, he gently nudges the side of his horse as he slowly walks the horse down the hill while holding the reins.
Alright, I'll stand up and start moving towards the end of the first wagon as the rider's approaching. I'll say, morning. So I'm guessing that Farley sent you, right?
No. As he slowly walks his horse a bit closer. You see, you and your friends there are in our territory. Bloodhawk Bandit territory. The Sovereign Crown holds no domain here. The Bloodhawk Bandits do. You hear a Weasley voice from the second rider saying, "Yes, you're in our territory now," as he trots down the hillside, moving next to his partner. We are gracious men, of course. We don't wish any harm upon you or your friends. We would be willing to accept a gracious fee of, let's say, 200 gold pieces to let you go your separate ways. We'll even let you keep what you have found.
That sounds like a fair price. One moment while I go get it for you. And then I'm going to head back to the front of the first wagon where Gorath is resting, and I'm going to go ahead and just kick him.
What's the commotion?
We got company.
Dwarf people?
No. Bandits. Ari,
Yup.
Sindra begins to stir awake.
we need some of your coin. There are some individuals here wanting payment for these goods.
Yeah. I'll give him my coin, and I'll pull out a dagger.
Good.
Well, have you the coin? We haven't got all day.
I'll look at both of you and say, you ready?
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be a good day.
Yes, indeed, we have. I'm gonna peek past the tail of the first wagon at the bandit scouts.
When you do, you notice that they have been walking their horses closer the whole time.
Alright, perfect. So since they've been moving closer, how close are they exactly?
At this point, the first bandit scout has moved to about 45 feet from you, as the second bandit scout is just off to the first's left side.
Alright, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Sacred Flame on the first bandit scout.
Excellent.
He's gonna have to make a dex saving throw with a DC 13.
He'll fail that.
Alright. He will take 1d8 radiant damage. That'll be 8.
Describe to us, as well as all the listeners out there, what that looks like.
Alright, so I will peek out at the first bandit rider. I'm going to pull out my holy symbol, stare at it, and then look back towards him. With my left fingers, I will go ahead and snap as a radiant flame will reach out and hit him.
The hawk on his shoulder reacts, taking flight as it lands on a nearby tree branch about 15 feet in a northeastern direction. The targeted bandit clutches his chest in pain as he rolls off the left side of his horse. As the first bandit scout hits the ground, I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative. Alright, Gorath, what was your initiative?
16. That's 14 with a 2.
That's a 2 for me. Well, hey, I rolled a 4, but I have a -2 initiative. I can't help it.
I have 15. 12 plus 3 initiative. I forgot you had a -2.
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm a bumbling fool. I have a -2 to my dex mod.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He'll be the one who starts all the fights.
Oh, yeah.
And Gorath will be the one who finishes all of them.
That is very true.
Okay, here's the initiative order for you listeners following along. The Bloodhawk Bandit Scouts will go on the same initiative count and will be first in order. Next will be Gorath, followed by Ari, Sindra, with Kelbrix bringing up the rear. First Bandit Scout gets up to his knees as he looks to you, Kelbrix, and says, "All right, I see how you want to play this." He whistles this hawk-like screech as that nearby crimson-feathered hawk sitting on that tree branch in the northeastern direction reacts to the whistle. With a compliant screech, the hawk dives, attempting to attack you with its talons. Kelbrix. Will a 19 hit, sir?
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Alright. As the hawk will do 2 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
He then will attempt to fly back to the tree branch, not disengaging from you, allowing you to take an opportunity attack if you'd like.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have a weapon, so can't really do that.
I love that so much. The hawk will successfully return to the tree branch from where he started. The first bandit scout, currently on his knees, will use half his speed to stand up completely, as he will burn his remaining speed to mount his nearby horse as he grabs a hold of the reins, ending his turn. The Weasley bandit scout will also use the same screeching whistle, sending out his crimson feathered hawk. This hawk will rocket towards Gorath, as it will attempt to attack you with its serrated beak. Will an 11 hit you, Gorath?
That does not hit.
The hawk will then do a U-turn as it passes your head, as it begins to return back to its master. It will run out of speed and not break engagement, ending its turn. The second bandit scout will kick the side of his horse, moving in towards the camp 50 feet, which is actually going to put him near the closest wagon, which would be the first wagon. And that will end his turn. Gorath, it's going to be your turn.
Oh, I'm completely going to act impulsively, and I'm going to pull out my battle axe and take a swing at this damn hawk that just took a swipe at me. I'm going to say, since it was on an impulse, it'll be one-handed attack. That's not going to hit. That is a 9 to hit. A 6 and a 3.
A 9, unfortunately, does not hit.
I'm going to use my movement. I'm going to move 15 feet towards the Weasley scout who rode in near the wagon, engage him, ending my turn.
Alright, Ari, you are up.
Alright, I'm gonna move up 10 feet, put myself in front of Syndra to defend her, and then I will pull out my short bow and shoot it at the second bandit scout, who is 20 feet away.
Mhm.
Same one Gorath just rushed up to. So, let's see, unnat 21, 16 and 5. Oh, don't I get sneak attack because Gorath is right there too? Engaged?
You certainly do.
Nice. Alright, so I got 8 points of piercing damage, 3 and 5 from the dagger, and 3 points of additional sneak attack, for a total of 11.
The arrow leaves your short bow confidently, Ari. As Gorath, you feel the fletching of her arrow gently kiss the side of your right cheek, leading you to believe that damn hawk has come back.
Damn bird. Where is it?
As the arrow plunges into the second bandit scout's left shoulder, the damage and the momentum cause him to release the reins of his horse as he falls back into the nearby first wagon, crying out in agony. Next is Syndra. She does not have any weapons, and Ari is no longer defending her, so she will just crouch slightly under the second wagon, which is 10 to 15 feet across from the first wagon, which is the same one that the second bandit scout just tumbled into after getting shot from Ari's arrow. Syndra will take the dodge action, making herself a harder target to hit. Kelbrix, it is now your turn, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna move 15 feet south, kind of away from Gorath and the second bandit scout's horse. I'm gonna put myself in position to get a clear line of sight on the first bandit scout who just remounted his horse.
As the two of you now lock eyes,
I'm going to look at him and say, "Do you hear that? I believe Death's bell is ringing for you." And with my holy symbol still in my right hand, I will flick it twice, saying ding ding, as I cast Toll the Dead. He's going to need to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
the bandit scout shows fear in his eyes as he clutches his ear, screaming, "I hear it! Make it stop! Make it stop!" as he fails his saving throw.
Alright, perfect. Then he's going to take 1d12 of damage since he's already taken some damage instead of a normal 1d8. And that will be 1 point of necrotic damage.
As he laments for but a moment, he stills himself after only taking that 1 point of necrotic damage as he looks to you.
Oh shoot! I'm gonna move 15 feet north back towards my starting position and at the tail of the end of the second wagon.
This will end the first round of combat as we start the second round with the bandits at the top of the order. The second hawk that attempted to attack Gorath with its serrated beak will now continue its flight pattern in a straight line 20 feet in a southern direction. It then banks left in an eastern direction until it turns north at 40 feet of its speed that it's used. It will then move 10 feet in that northern direction, engaging on the right side of Gorath. The hawk will make another attack as with its beak, on the right side of the Goliath's head. And that is pretty damn good. Will a 15 hit you, Gorath?
That's good a hit.
The serrated beak will deal 4 points of slashing damage to the right side of your head as you feel the blood beginning to form and drip down the side of your head. The hawk's momentum will continue as it still has some remaining speed, moving an additional 5 feet north. The second bandit scout in the back of the first wagon will use half of its speed to roll out of the western side of the wagon away from everybody as he tumbles on various crates on that side of the wagon. He will use his action to remove the sunken arrow from his shoulder and patch it up. The first bandit scout pulls out a hand crossbow from his right side as he looks to you specifically, Kelbrix, with bad intentions. As he says, "You should have just given us the 200 gold pieces." As he shoots at you, Kelbrix, you will have a +2 for the half cover that you can add to your AC due to the fact Gorath is slightly in the line of sight or path, as well as the second bandit's scout, his horse, has some cover as well.
That's good to know.
Alright, so our first bandit scout will also shoot at disadvantage as he's just over the range of his hand crossbow, looks like.
Yeah, he'll probably still hit.
Actually, believe it or not, he will miss as it flies past you, sticking into a crate in the second wagon. The first bandit will then ride in a northern direction 25 feet to the western side of the wagon where his partner is, as that will end his turn. Next up is Gorath.
Alright, I'm going to use a two-handed attack with my battle axe against this damn hawk flying on my right side near my shoulder.
Make your attack roll, sir.
That's not gonna hit. That's a 8. 2 + 6.
As you swing your mighty battle axe, size and maneuverability of this hawk comes into play as it glides just underneath the blade of the battle axe, turning its head, looking right at you, sizing you up.
I am just going to yell out in frustration.
As you do, other birds from surrounding trees shoot out, flying away in fear. The second bandit's horse squeals as it jumps away from you. Gorath as it is frightened.
Come on. We could have used that horse.
Still hasn't run off yet.
Anything else, Gorath?
That's all I got.
Ari, you're up.
Can I see the bandit that's on the western side of the first wagon?
You know he's there because you saw him tumble over the wagon side, and you can see flashes of movement and hear him, but he is easily considered fully covered from your current position. Now, you can see the first bandit scout who is on horseback on the same side of the wagon as his partner.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use my short bow again and then shoot him instead. I got 21 again, 16-5.
Once again, you feel confident in your shot as it flies true, striking the first bandit's scout's rib cage.
That's 5 points piercing, 2 and 3.
Alright. Describe to us, as well as the listeners out there, how Ari does this.
Okay, well, as the arrow sinks into his side, I want the momentum from the arrow to make him fall off the horse.
As he tumbles off of his horse, he will land awkwardly on the arrow, driving it in further as his lungs begin to fill with blood.
Alright. I'm just gonna stay where I am and then in my turn.
Alright, for Cinder's turn, she'll move 15 feet in a western direction, stopping in front of the first wagon. She'll remain crouched as she moves. She'll continue taking the dodge action as she says, I need a weapon to help.
Yeah, we almost have it handled.
Alright, well, for my turn, I will toss Syndra my mace as object interaction, and then I will look at this hawk that is starting to pass Gorath, and I'll cast Sacred Flame as I say, it's time for you to burn, and I will snap my fingers. The bird will need to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 13.
Alright, let's see. The hawk is extremely elusive as it avoids your Sacred Flame, Kelbrix.
Alright, well, that's all I got.
This will be the end of round 2 as we start round 3 with the lone surviving bandit scout at the top of the order. The second bandit scout will stand up using half his speed, and will then use the remaining speed to mount the horse of his slain partner. As he rights himself on the horse, the second bandit scout will whistle, but this time the sound and tone are different. You will all notice the first bandit scout's hawk, which is still on the tree branch, will take off flying its full speed in a southwestern direction towards the roadside of Green Coastway Road, along with the frightening horse that Gorath frightened, which is the second bandit scout. The second bandit scout's hawk, the one that avoided Gorath's mighty battle axe and Kelbrix's Sacred Flame, will continue flying between both you, Gorath, and you, Kelbrix, as it flies 10 feet north with intent on attacking Ari. The hawk does not disengage from the two of you, giving you each an opportunity attack if you wish.
Yeah, I still don't have a melee weapon. I just gave it to Syndra.
Well, I am going to definitely take a one-handed strike at this, as I'm still pretty angry with this damn bird flying around. Ooh, that is a 23, 17, and a 6.
Well, that 23 will definitely hit this little
Stupid bird.
Good morning damage.
Stupid bird, got you. That is 5 points slashing damage.
Cloud of feather explodes off the severely wounded bird as it erratically continues its flight path towards Ari. Because of the severity of the wound, the hawk will have disadvantage on its attack as it uses its talons. Let's see. Will a 12 hit you, Ari?
No.
At the end of the hawk's turn, Gorath, you are next.
Alright, I'm going to move 15 feet south. Attempt to grab the reins of the horse that the second bandit scout's mounted so that it can't move. I'm going to use the advantage of the powerful build of the Goliath. Powerful build is one of my Goliath rich traits that says you count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity and the weight you can push, drag, or lift. So I'm assuming that I can drag this horse down if he attempts to take off.
We're going to actually make this an opposed athletics check. It's going to be you versus the horse. So go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Oh, Lord. Alright. And that is the kiss of death. That's an 8. It's a 2 plus a 6.
Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, you are able to grab the reins of this horse as you attempt to strong arm it. The horse gives you great resistance, as that will end your turn. Ari, you are up.
Alright, I'm gonna use my short bow again on the second bandit scout, since he is mounted on a horse and I can see him now.
Yes, you can.
And that's 8. 3 plus 5.
Yeah, with an 8, you're gonna misjudge the trajectory of the arrow and miss the target.
Alright, I'm gonna move 15 feet south to the end of the first wagon, and that'll end my turn.
Next up is Sendra. She is going to reach down, picking up the mace that you, Kelbrix, had tossed her. She will then run around the front of the first wagon using 20 feet of her movement. Gripping the mace with 2 hands, she winds up, swinging the mace in an upward strike as she just reaches the second bandit scout on horseback. Let's see what it is total. Okay. With a powerful yell, the mace makes connection with the head of the bandit scout. As with a sickening thud sound, the mace embeds itself in the back of the bandit scout's skull. As she pulls back on the mace to retrieve it, the bandit scout will come off of the horse with the mace, as the bandit scout is lifeless on the ground. The bandit scout's horse attempts to rear. As Gorath, you are going to be able to wrestle with it, preventing it from doing so. Kelbrix, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm going to turn to the last remaining hawk that has been attacking us and cast Toll the Dead. It'll need to make a wisdom save, DC 13.
Alright, DC 13. Alright. It will fail.
Alright. And it will take 10 points of damage.
Nice.
As that severely wounded the hawk, attempted to bank left, came right around for another attack run. It's actually going to fly straight into the side of the first wagon as feathers just fly up.
All right, well that's gonna end my turn, because I'll start kind of looking around.
All right, that will actually end round 3. As we start round 4, at the top of the order, it's really only the surviving horses and a hawk. As the hawk and horse that took off running several rounds earlier will continue to move to the roadside and out of range. The horse that you currently have grappled, Gorath, will be a little bit too much at this point for you to maintain your grip on as it breaks free. It'll run 40 feet in the same southern direction as the other horse and the hawk, and it'll actually be your turn now, Gorath.
Well, I'm not worried about that horse.
Hey, we could use that horse.
There should be another one coming.
Yeah.
Alright, I am going to move around the back side of the first wagon 30 feet, and I'm going to look around for that stupid bird, that damn hawk. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to say, I got you, you stupid hawk.
Alright, it'll be your turn.
I'm gonna go search the guy who I thought was the lead bandit one. The first guy shot off his horse.
You move 25 feet in a southwestern direction to where the corpse of your first kill lies. As you begin searching him for anything of value or importance, ahead and give me an investigation check. Is anyone else going to go after this last horse?
Wasn't planning on it.
Nah.
Alright, then I will end the combat order. You guys are free to do whatever you want. Ari, what did you get on your investigation?
5. 2 plus 3.
Well, he has slightly damaged leather armor, affecting more of its aesthetics than functionality. An incredibly unique-looking scimitar strapped to his side in a leather sheath. Pulling the blade out a bit, you notice the steel is of a darker color than you're used to, and the other thing you notice is strange ruins run down the blade's center. Those are the only two things that you find of interest, as you will all kind of notice Syndra beginning to jog 25 feet past you all. She says, "We need that horse. There are more than likely more bandits coming here, as those two were just a scouting party. The other bandits are liable to see the horses and know something is wrong. We need to leave. We don't have much time now."
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
And what time is it?
Shoot.
It's a little after 10 a.m., which would have completed a long rest for everyone, actually.
Oh, I'm gonna spot the lobster. No! Who let the lobsters burning on the fire?
At this point, they are severely overcooked to the point of being blackened.
I'm gonna run over them. No!
As everyone watches Gorath run over to the fire, he falls down to his knees, weeping over the 4 overcooked lobsters.
Well, our backup should be here soon.
Should?
And then we can leave, unless they were attacked again.
I need to leave soon in order to get this information back to Weaver Albus. It is a good 7 to 8 days journey to Key Village.
Well, we might have to kind of go back to town. I wasn't really expecting a long trip. I don't have any more rations, and we could probably use some food for the trip unless we want to do some hunting along the way.
They're not lobsters. Oh my god, that's why. You should have taken the damn dwarf and spared the lobsters. It's not fair. I didn't even know there were lobsters in there.
It's not the important part right now.
I just saw the shrimp. I didn't even think to dig.
Dude, there was 3 lobsters sitting out of the box. You had to have moved them to get to the shrimp.
Syndra will start to walk up the hillside, making her way to Green Coast Way Road.
Alright, Gorath, come on. Put out the fire. We need to get on the road.
Alright. I am slowly kick some dirt on the fire and take a moment to grieve over these burnt lobsters, and I'm gonna make my way back up to the roadside. I'm gonna grab one of the dozen shrimp remaining.
Alright, as I'm making my way to the roadside, I'll look at Ari and say, so, anything interesting or worth on these individuals?
I don't know. I only searched that one. I am going to take the unique scimitar, though.
Okay. As you see Ari pulling off a unique-looking scimitar from the side of the first bandit scout side, you look over at the second Weasley bandit scout and see also that he has leather armor and one of those unique scimitars. Do you want to take the time to investigate him?
Yeah, why not? I'll step over to the second corpse and take a quick gander.
Alright, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Alright. That's a 1. Oh, 0.
Yep, scimitar is all he's got.
Alright, does he have a cloak or anything like that on him?
Nope. Ari, you will feel a slight vibration in your pocket as you hear the muffled voice emanating from the same pocket. We've arrived. Where are you?
I'll pull out the sending stone and say, we are slightly off the road. We'll walk up to the roadside and see if we can find you.
You will all regroup as you make your way up to the roadside. You will spot a caravan of empty wagons as well as several extra horses coming down the road to greet you. As the caravan pulls up, a lead rider with a horse in tow. He pulls his horse to a stop as he dismounts and walks over to everyone, leading his horse as well as the extra. Greetings and well met. We come on behalf of Administrator Vistra and the Wandering Wagon Coster to pick up the salvage. I assume everything is down there?
Yeah, they are.
Alright, boys. Take the extra horses over there.
Be wary.
We were just attacked by bandits.
Yeah, there's 2 dead Bloodhawk bandits down there.
Well, this is their territory.
Yeah, there'll probably be more coming this way. We believe we only encountered a scouting party.
Oh no, there will not.
Guessing you encountered them?
We did, yes.
Perfect.
Oh, good.
The Wandering Wagon Coster guard will reach to his side where his coin purse is tied as he reaches in, handing the agreed amount of platinum to you, Ari.
Wonderful.
Here's your reward as promised.
Perfect. Thank you. And the extra horse?
Ah, yes. As he will walk over and lead the horse to you, Kelbrix.
Well, Sindra, here's your horse.
She will take the reins and quickly mount the horse.
Alright, well, I guess we can do some hunting on the road. That way we can skip going back to town.
I'm gonna count over this platinum so I can pass it out, and notice he gave me one too many, so I'm not gonna say anything about it and just steal that in my pocket.
As you all make your way over to your horses, untying them from the tree stump, you mount them as Sindra trots by, heading east on the Green Coastway Road. I'd like to have each of you give me a perception check, please.
That's 15 for me. 10 plus 5.
5. 1 plus 4.
I have 16. So 15 and a 1.
Well, Gorath, just as you pull your horse around to start heading east with the rest of your party, you lock eyes with a familiar-looking red-skinned tiefling who is with the recovery party, heading down to the salvage site. You remember this tiefling from the night before, when you were all drinking and counting coin in the Sailor's Delight Tavern. You remember that he was sitting off in the corner near the bar as he was drinking and smiling, laughing, and having an enjoyable time. What sticks out the most is the fact that this tiefling seemed to be studying the tavern much like you have seen Ari do before, as you locked eyes with him then as well. His reaction was the same then as it is currently. When you lock eyes again, he lowers his head to avert any unwanted attention and walks down the hillside out of your view. Kelbrix, with your 15, you look back to see Gorath staring at a male tiefling for but a brief second, which for Gorath is strange because he's not one to stare.
Are there any dwarfs by this tiefling or anything like that?
Yeah, no dwarfs, no dwarfs.
Alright, besides that, that was gonna be my immediate thought.
Nope, just humans and some half-elves.
Interesting.
That tiefling was eyeballing us.
Okay, like, just now?
Probably nothing.
Alright, well then, let's get going.
The two of you will kick the sides of your horses, sending them into a trot as you catch up to Ari and Sindra, who are, or were, currently leading the way. And that is where we will stop our story. Until next time.